Welcome to the Midlife Leap, a lifestyle talk show for women in midlife. I'm your host, Sanita Johnson, and I am excited to share tips and interviews on topics ranging from business, career, current news, fashion, shopping, health, travel, and so much more. And also because I'm known as the Midlife Leap Coach, from time to time I'll share some of my signature Midlife Leap coaching tips. So come on, ladies, let's reignite and reimagine our midlife leap journey together. If you find dryer sheets inside of your mailbox, don't remove them. In the summer, Yellowjacket bees like to take shelter from the hot weather and nest in mailboxes. So as a deterrent to getting stung, your mailbox carrier might place fragrance dryer sheets inside of your mailbox. Now, there are arguments about whether the dryer sheets is an effective Yellowjacket bee repellent. Another option to consider, which is suggested by the journal Pest Management Science, is to use a combination of clove, geranium, yellowgrass, and rosemary essential oils. What you don't want to do is just make a lining of essential oils in your mailbox, because you're going to ruin your mail going out and incoming. But what you could do, in my opinion, is maybe you get a little small shot glass, or either those little tea light candle holders, and put the essential oils in that and just place it to the back of your mailbox. Now, whichever repellent you choose, remember, fragrances dissipate quickly, especially during the summer heat. So either way, you're going to need to continuously replace the dryer sheets or either refresh the essential oil drops. Now, honestly, in my opinion, you could try both, but I think that the dryer sheets is probably the most cost effective on the budget, and then try the essential oils as a backup if it doesn't work. But the essential oils is considered a more effective deterrent for Yellowjacket bees in the mailbox. Hello, ladies. Let's welcome Eric Guthrie Esquire. He is the Director of Training Programs with the Government Blockchain Association, and he is joining us today to share about his book, Blockchain or Die. It is an Amazon bestseller, and basically he's just going to help us regular people understand about cryptocurrency, and like, I'm very basic with it, with my little couple of dollars in Bitcoin and Dodge. Additionally, Eric is a partner with the Cogent Law Group. Did I say that correctly?
That's correct.
He is the co-host on Tech Law Today podcast, which can be heard on Podbean. And he's also the president of Better Me, Better We, LLC, which is a consulting and training company which takes him all over the world to Thailand, South Korea, Germany, and India, and many other places where he provides his award-winning training. Thank you, Eric, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Sanita.
Okay, so please tell us about cryptocurrency, blockchain. I'm kind of confused about the two terms as well.
Okay, so and thank you for listening to the program, everybody. Here's how I describe blockchain and cryptocurrency. And as a trainer, I put things in everyday language so you can understand and make the correlation between the technology versus everyday use. Blockchains are distributed ledgers, right? So basically, everyone uses a ledger for everything. And I'm going to give you an example of how blockchains work differently than regular ledgers. If you could imagine a house for sale, a dollar, and a checkbook ledger, I can explain how blockchains work. When you're buying a house and you have to get what's called title insurance, you're making sure that proper title is passing from the seller to the buyer, okay? So you hire a title insurance company, and they go back to when the house was built, and they make sure title is passed from seller to buyer accurately until it gets to the last seller, passing to the buyer. So they're verifying proper title is being passed from beginning to end. Okay, so now hold that thought. Now imagine instead of a house being transferred, imagine it's a dollar. This is where a dollar comes in. And imagine the dollar is being tracked from transfer from the day it was minted to go into the bank, then buyer to seller, buyer to seller, buyer to seller, all the way down the chain from the last seller to the last buyer. Okay, so you have the entire transaction of the dollar being traced from beginning to the most recent transaction. Now imagine all of that whole transaction history is now put on your checkbook ledger, right? And imagine your checkbook ledger is not just for your checkbook, it's for a global checkbook that everybody can read. Okay, so you have verifications of all the transactions from beginning to end for whatever it is. In this case, it's a dollar on a global ledger that everybody can read. That essentially is blockchain technology.
So from the beginning person, if it started at $1 value and then the next person is $1.20, then $1.50, if it drops down to 99 cents, you're saying that sort of.
So I gave you a simpler version. Now, so for example, if 20% of $1 came from a different source, then that will be also tracked on a separate transaction, but put on the same ledger. So, because you can break up $1 into penny increments, right? But on a blockchain for a cryptocurrency, that is how it's tracked. So if my blockchain, if my Bitcoin, I split it into 2 different transactions, it'll still be tracked independently, but on the same ledger.
I think I get it.
Don't overcomplicate it, right?
Yeah.
It's tracking any transaction from beginning to end, from the start, the very beginning of life for that, whatever, that currency, that house, that dollar, to the very end. Right now, we don't track that. It's all in the banking system. It's all in our accounts. Okay. But it's centralized, which means that no one knows what's going on but you and the bank. But it's easier to hack because that everything is centralized, it's inaccessible to anyone else to look at. You have no clue how the bank is securing your money, do you? I don't.
No.
Right? You have no clue what protocols they have in place to make sure your money is safe. Because when you deposit money into a bank, it's not going into your personal vault. That money is there. It's going to a pool of money that they use to invest in derivatives or other types of, stocks or bonds or mutuals or whatever. And you hope that the economy is doing it so well that you can pull it out when you need it.
Because it's not backed by gold anymore. Correct?
No, that's exactly true.
Yeah.
We went off the gold standard under the Nixon administration because they wanted the U.S. dollar to be the global currency. So Nixon and his administration pulled it off the gold standard and then tried to make successfully the dollar the global standard for currency. And pretty much it's been that way since when? Since the 1970s. So it's been quite some time. But when you go to the bank to pull money out, your hope is still there, because look what happened in the last Great Recession. Banks closed, and there was a run on banks to get their money out, right? And that's why Bitcoin was initially created, because it was a distrust in the monetary and policies of not just the U.S. but global systems to do the right thing when it comes to money. So now I'm going to answer your question about cryptos and blockchains. Okay, blockchains need to have someone or some type of system where they pay people to monitor the system, right? So when all the information is on a decentralized ledger, people have to process the transactions. So the currency was created, i.e. Bitcoin, to be able to pay people to do that. Rather than pay them in dollars, why pay them in dollars when they didn't trust the dollar? So it's a currency that's used as a means of value to support the blockchain. In this case, the Bitcoin blockchain. Now Ethereum, now Litecoin, Dogecoin, as you mentioned before. Those currencies are values in the blockchain that can be used now to purchase anything: a house, a car, pizza, services. Is basically now replacing the U.S. dollar and other currencies in many ways.
You know, you kind of just got rid of my fear about it because I was thinking, it's not, Bitcoin isn't tangible. I can't hold it. So why am I investing in it? But when I think about it, we're already using debit cards. Most of us don't have cash in our pockets anymore.
That's excellent point. And when you really think about it, and this is what I teach people, when they're kind of new to the concept, we've been using digital currency for decades. We just don't know it. The prime example, airline miles. Have you ever seen an airline mile?
Right.
No, but it's in your account. And when you want to get upgraded or buy an award ticket, you just make that digital transfer and you have airline miles, right? And you have a physical ramification of a digital currency that existed way back in the 70s to increase airline travel. Another example of purchasing stocks online. Back in the day, you would buy a stock and you would get mailed a stock certificate, right?
Bond certificates.
Have you ever seen a stock certificate in the past 20, 30 years? Nope, it's all digital. I own a bunch of stock. I have never seen any physical manifestation of my stock purchase other than you purchase X amount of shares for AYZ stock.
Wow, that gets rid of a lot of fears.
It is. We have been doing this for a long time, but what we've never done it with was money we use every day. We've done it with things that are kind of like important to our life, but never, how do I pay rent with this?
Yeah.
How do I pay mortgage with this? How do I buy food with this? So that was the big jump, right? The big jump was using it for all kinds of ancillary activities, investing, flying, reward miles for, buying videos, whatever, and you get your 10th video free, to using it for everyday life.
Which is why we're hearing about banks and like different car dealers starting to use Bitcoin or whatever. Now it's making a lot more sense to me.
That's good.
I honestly just started putting money in it recently because I was like, what? I don't want to miss out.
Right. So what I teach people in terms of, to your exact point, it's really hot right now. It's come down over the past couple of days, but with the amount of money that's being poured into this, it's going to rebound. My prediction, no investment advice here, it's going to rebound. But the thing is that, you have to understand what you're investing in. And I always advise people that take my classes, listen to my speeches, is never invest in anything you do not understand. That's the fastest way to lose your money.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It sounds like you only invested a little bit of money, so you didn't invest beyond what you could afford to lose.
Exactly.
That's my other lesson. Don't invest what you can afford to lose. So fortunately, I know, or I've heard stories of people that invested their life savings into this thing. Some have done very well, but there was a crash in cryptos in 2018, and some lost a lot of money. So if you follow those two rules, never invest in anything you don't understand, and don't invest what you can afford to lose, you'll be okay.
Yeah, and you don't watch every penny. Like it's gone down a couple of days. I don't check on it. I put more money into it. If it goes down, if it goes up, my attitude is like whatever, because I'm not concerned about it.
Right. So you want to know what your investment ideology is and your risk tolerance, right? So if you're a day trader, for example, you're looking to move and move and move within a day or two or less, right? Yeah. So those kind of people, they move in and out of a position very frequently. However, I was talking to a day trader a few days ago, and he's like, yeah, I don't really hold it for more than a day. I said, listen, if you invested in Bitcoin at 10,000 and you got at 11,000, you would have missed a run up to 65,000. So there are reasons why you may want to be a day trader, but there's also reasons why, you may want to take advantage of time in terms of giving it a chance to grow and invest in it more long term. plus it's capital gains, which is a whole different story. So
Yeah.
we're gonna stick to the investing for a long term.
So we'll have you back. Definitely let us know where can we find your book and any other information you want to share.
Excellent. So thank you very much. You can find Blockchain or Die on Amazon, Amazon.com, and there's an ebook version and there's a soft cover. The ebook version is on sale for 99 cents. I just want to share this technology and this information with everybody. So I really not making money off of that. It's mostly just to share the information with whoever you want to share it with. You can buy one, you can buy 10, give them away. It's cheaper than a cup of coffee, okay? And if you want to interact with me, I'm on Facebook or Instagram at Blockchain or Die. I get a lot of requests for training and for speaking at events. I happily, talk to anybody about that. So reach out to me and I will engage with you.
Perfect. Thank you, Eric, for joining us, and definitely come back.
Absolutely. I would love to.